Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Political reflections, the son-in-law, al-Bayrak, he's the son-in-law of President Erdogan, accompanied by Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has met with Trump. This is this highly sensitive issue around the purchase of S-400s. Clearly they're looking for some kind of softness from Trump, but bear in mind the conditions in Turkey mean that financial warfare could send that currency through the roof. Who owns Hueway? This is Christopher Balding, Fulbright University, Vietnam, Donald C. Clark and Donald C. Clark of George Washington University. As Hueway has come under increasing scrutiny over the last several months, the question of who really owns and controls it has come to the fore. Hueway calls itself employee-owned, but this claim is questionable and the corporate structure described on its website is misleading. The Hueway operating company is 100% owned by a holding company, which in turn is approximately 1% owned by the Hueway founder Ren Zhengfei, 99% owned by an entity called a trade union committee for the holding company. The conclusion is, regardless of who in a practical sense owns and controls Hueway, it is clear that the employees do not. It's a profit-shared scheme, but not an ownership scheme. I wrote about the Hueway scenario on the 10th of December last year. That was on the occasion that there was a truce dinner between Trump and Xi Jinping in Buenos Aires, and not long after that dinner, or during the dinner, which ran over an hour and where they all broke out in spontaneous applause, was when she was arrested on the instruction of the US authorities. This is the chief financial officer in Canada, where she remains. Basically, no athlete has ever scaled the heights Tiger Woods has, and consequently none have plummeted to the depths he has either. If you simplify the equation, the sheer latitude of Tiger's heaven and hell becomes even more compelling. We are almost 20 years into this century, a significant enough chunk of time to safely make the assumption that Tiger is the single most influential athlete of the 21st century. Tiger became the most famous athlete in the world, playing a sport that roughly 98% of the planet has never tried. I thought I could get away with whatever I wanted to, he said. I felt that I had worked hard my entire life and deserved to enjoy all the temptations around me. I felt I was entitled, thanks to money and fame. I didn't have to go far to find them. I was wrong. I was foolish. And then saying truth is that he could get away with whatever he wanted until he could not anymore, which leads us back to a historic Georgia afternoon in April 2019. Even the most cynical amongst us had to feel something after all he had been through, including global humiliation and an endless string of debilitating physical impediments and surgeries. There was no denying Tiger was human now. What a comeback. Putin always gives very inspiring speeches. This is one of my best. Gotta have a look at that link, it's just brilliant. October 2015, after his speech at UNGA, I called him a geopolitical grandmaster. And then around the election of Donald Trump in December 2016, I used a Don DeLillo quote, "We have a deviate tomahawk," to speak about his interference.